And greetings, casual citizens, and welcome back. I'm Paul, joined as always by my illustrious co-host, Jason.
Howdy.
We're here reviewing Watchmen, Season 1, Episode 8, A God Walks into a Bar. Just real quick, obviously we missed again last week, the holidays and all that stuff, but we're here again. And hopefully we'll be here next week for the finale, too. So I don't know if we want to talk about what happened last week.
What happened last week?
Well, I mean, obviously we found out who Dr. Manhattan is.
Right.
Right?
That's right. That happened.
Let's see, I'm trying to remember, was last week the episode where we got all the flashbacks?
No, that was the one before.
That was the week before?
That was the week before.
Yeah, that's right, because we reviewed that one. So what did happen last week?
So she woke up, Lady True was there waiting on her.
Oh,
She's plugged into an elephant.
Yeah.
And,
and then, so what else happened?
And then Dr. Manhattan turns out to be Cal. We find out he's on Earth. True knows about it.
Yes.
And presumably the only reason anybody knows about it is we now know because Dr. Manhattan asked him all sorts of questions.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Will, her grandfather.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, presumably. Yeah, okay. So that kind of leads into, I feel like that's all the important stuff. She had something about some...
The clock does something.
Oh, we found out that the phone booths, like True is collecting all those, right? So she has video of everybody who steps in those Dr. Manhattan phone booths.
It's not exactly clear why, but okay.
Well, she owns them.
Sure.
I feel like that's an allegory for like Google.
Sure.
Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or Facebook or something.
I just want to know what she's doing with that fucking globe.
She can look at all the different records and get information about what people are saying to Dr. Manhattan.
It's a weird kink. I gotta say.
Oh, we found out that
I like to see like hordes of people crying out in desperation to their god. That's the thing that I like. That's the thing she likes.
Ugh.
That's the thing she likes.
We found out that her daughter is actually a clone of her mother, right?
Yeah.
And then so she implanted the memories, or she's doing it with the pills, right? And that's why the girl's having flashbacks, stuff like that. So I thought it was a clone of True herself, but
yeah, that seemed the natural thing. But this is this is equally weird. This is pretty good.
Clone of her mother because she wanted her mom to see her big achievement or whatever, which I assume is going to happen next week.
I love my mother, but I don't know if I'd clone her and then put her memories back in her.
Yeah. So all right, so that takes us into this week. So I don't know. What'd you think about it overall?
Well, I like Black Dr. Manhattan. How about you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't see that coming, but I don't know. That's fine.
Well, yeah, I certainly didn't see it coming. I knew right when Cal walked in the kitchen. That's when I knew. Okay, yeah, it's got to be Cal. No, it was right when she went home.
Yes.
I was like, oh, it's got to be Cal.
Yeah.
I
didn't expect it.
No, Dr. Manhattan's still cool. The his Europa Genesis scene was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a pale imitation of the Mars scene, I think, but still cool.
Well, and okay, so they're kind of retconning a lot of stuff too because we find out that he never really went to Mars, right?
Well, they're retconning the show. So in the show, he did go to Mars back in the 70s or whatever, but he's just never been there after it.
Yeah,
but the comic never says he goes to Mars. In fact, it says he leaves the galaxy. So it's weird that he's even in Europa.
I kind of figured that the show was just pretting the movie didn't exist because the squid thing. And then versus
the comic. In the comic, he just leaves the galaxy. There's no suggestion anywhere that he goes to Mars after.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So the only thing that we have that he went to Mars after was from the movie, and I just assumed this show was pretending the movie didn't exist. Because she asked him like, "Aren't you supposed to be on Mars?"
No, but the movie he doesn't go to Mars either. No, he just leaves.
Okay, they don't say it, but isn't it at the end of the movie you see the thing? You see like Mars flash or something like that?
Nope.
What am I thinking of? Oh, I was thinking of an early episode this season. Yeah, where she sees the thing after the what's her name? Silk Spectre, after she sees the car fall and then she sees the flash in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we were thinking that was Dr. Manhattan, but
yeah.
then I guess it ended up being like the little drone thing that they have that picked him up and dropped him off the
Must be.
owns.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So they allude to well, everybody thinks he's on Mars, but then he's like, oh, it turns out, he goes, no, I'm not. It's just a computer simulation up there.
Well, I think he said drone. So I think there's another version of him just running on a loop.
Yeah, he said it's like a computer program.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just designed to do certain things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. Overall, that was fine.
You know what I want to know? I want to know what happens if you. I think I didn't like that he put Vite in that on Europa, because I want to know what they're gonna do. Left to their own devices, this new weird race of people. I want to know what they're gonna do. What are they gonna, like? We're just gonna hang out, I guess. You guys want a war? We could war.
They just hang out, and make
and
babies.
they just tomato each other like in full armor.
They can just they should just hang out and make babies. That's what they were created for.
I'd be interested to know what they would do with their time without a leader.
I don't know. That's why he sent Vite back, I guess.
It'd be a good Rick and Morty episode. It feels like a Rick and Morty episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty tonight at 11:30.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, I just thought, I like the way that it played with time, him, it felt, this has always been a thing, I guess, with Watchmen. It's the thing I like about the movie Arrival. The idea of, okay, if you see time non-linearly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you still make all the same decisions, because then it gives you clarity of just this is just the way it is. This is the way it has to be.
Sure.
So, even if I know everything, I just got to do it anyway.
Yeah, kind of like I always think about it how I'm sitting in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I know that I'm bounded dimensionally, right? Horizontally and vertically, right? In one direction. Right? I could go forward if I wanted, but I can't really go back into the chair anymore. So I feel like it's got to be kind of like that, where it's like, well, I'm just going straight forward down the time dimension. So,
right.
Yeah.
It throws a wrench in the whole free will thing.
Is there someone who still believes in that?
Yeah. Well, who doesn't believe in free will, theoretically?
Oh, I don't think there's any, real credible definition of it.
Well, okay. I mean, it feels like I could decide whether or not I just click end stream right now.
But
right?
but we know that that's not true, right? Because you can't if you decided to either do that or not randomly, you would never be in a position to know why you didn't do the other one. So you don't have control either way. So adding randomness to it doesn't make it any more add any agency to it.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, but there's an illusion of free will.
There's an illusion of what?
It shatters the illusion of free will.
Sure, it shatters the illusion. That's fair.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Ah.
We pretend that we get to make decisions, but
we're just observing them.
We're just observing the decisions that we make.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Which I like how this, to your point, I like how this kind of demonstrates that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also how it can still surprise you, right? Because the scene at the end where Angela goes and she's like, all right, well, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to shoot these guys, right? To try to save you.
Right.
And he says, oh, this is the moment where I fall in love with you.
Which is weird because sometimes he can act upon, I'd like them to try and codify this, because he can act upon future knowledge in some instances, but maybe not all. So he goes to meet her because he knows he's going to meet her.
Yeah.
Now that's the thing that, so, but for example, the reason he got shot and didn't work presumably is because he had to have future knowledge, but he can't act upon future knowledge, it seems. So since he was surprised by it, even though he knows he was going to be surprised by it. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
When they shot him.
With the tachyon thing?
Yeah, he didn't even turn around. So presumably he got shot because he wasn't looking.
Oh, that's not how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
I interpreted it as, well, he knew it was going to, I mean, he'd said that was going to happen. And he said it right before. He was like, no, we still lose. I think he's just like, this is the path that we have to take.
No, okay, and I have a good reason for thinking this, and I'll explain why. I think he was just surprised and didn't see it coming when it happened, right? Like, so he just wasn't looking behind him and they shot him. Now he knows that he's just not going to be looking behind him and not notice, and it's going to shoot him, but he just can't change it because that's future knowledge. For it now, whenever he's on Mars with Lori, she has slept with Night Owl Dan. Right, and he says, in a few minutes you're going to tell me that you've been sleeping. You're going to confess to cheating on me.
But he still acts surprised when it happens.
And when it happens, he's super surprised. And I think that's because he can't act on the future knowledge. It can't really change.
Yeah.
But then again, it doesn't really add up with how he meets her in the bar. I'd like a little concreteness to that.
Well, I mean, presumably he knew all that stuff even with Lori.
Right?
before
No,
he-
sure.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, he could, but not with Lori at the time, right? Because he couldn't see past the Squid Day.
Oh yeah. Which apparently, I guess that was temporary.
That was temporary, right? So once he was past it, he could figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
Oh, we have little boxes now. We have little kryptonite boxes.
Tachyon.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like I mean, again, I didn't read the comics, but I feel like that happened in the movie, right? Because he talked about he couldn't see past the squid thing, and he said it was some huge tachyon event or something.
Right,
like that.
and I think they used tachyons on the day of, and that was what it was about. I didn't know
Yeah.
you could just make a box of it, and I definitely didn't know you could irradiate something with tachyons. Pretty sure you can't, but
yeah,
whatevs.
whatever.
Yeah,
They didn't know that in the 80s, and we're living in the canon of the 80s at this
sure,
point.
sure,
So
sure.
it's funny. A lot of people think that we haven't learned a lot about physics and stuff in the last 100 years, but like actually we learn a lot all the time.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of shit going on.
it
right
might
now.
be round now. The universe might be round. Did you hear?
No.
They think they figured out something about the Hubble constant, which would mean that it's round.
Mm-hmm.
So parallel lines,
Mm-hmm.
so lines come back on in themselves at some point.
Yeah, there's also there's stuff ongoing. I think they have evidence for one of the theories they have to describe. Because obviously we have this idea of dark matter and dark energy because the gravitational constant assumes that there's a lot more mass in the universe than we can observe,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, but there's some theory that would try to square that with something that wasn't really dark matter, and I think they have more evidence that they're finding about that.
The
too.
strange matter stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe it's just that, and if it touches you, it'll Borg you. Have you heard about that?
No.
So it's so stable that if other matter gets near it, in theory, that matter becomes that form of matter. So if like a little piece of it
Mm-hmm.
just hit Earth,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be it, son.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a whole thing. Yeah. I recently read about that.
Okay. Let's see. So we learned why Vite is on Europa, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
he basically things, as we mentioned, I think the first episode, things didn't go according to plan after the Squid Day, right? And he thought it was going to usher in this era of new technology, but instead people became Luddites, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, he kind of mentions in here, why do they keep building these bombs? I gave them wireless electricity and all this other stuff. And John says, like, well, it makes them feel safe. It makes them feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, well, okay, they don't appreciate me, right? And I don't have anything here. So John sends them to Europa and this paradise. But as we find out in the post-credit scene, so the first time we get a post-credit scene for the show, as far as I know,
Yeah.
it's not a paradise for him anymore. He's not loving it. And I think he says,
I wonder if he loved it for long at all. Well, and I guess
probably
the
not.
first, well,
the
he
grass is always greener, man.
I guess he had been there 1 year when we saw him there in the first episode. So that's why he was still into it and getting hand jobs and the like.
I got the feeling he wasn't really into it either then, because I thought the first time we saw him, it was wasn't he already trying to work on the machine to escape?
I can't remember what he was doing right away. Not right away, right? First thing we did, he was just going to write a play. Remember, he was writing
He wrote the play about Dr. Manhattan.
and he was like, "It's going to be great." And then
Yeah.
he was going to make the play. And in the second episode, they do the play,
Yeah,
and they burn that guy.
yeah.
That was sad. I missed that guy.
Oh, well, there's a lot more of them. There's a whole village of them. Yeah. So anyway,
Paul is bigoted against clones.
yeah. So anyway, he's trying to escape, right? And so they, I guess the last episode, that was another thing. We saw him go on trial, basically. Vite.
Yeah.
Go on trial in Europa and for trying to leave, basically.
And I suppose the punishment is
He gets thrown in prison, so
Tomato.
he can't leave. Oh, and yeah, he gets smashed in the face with tomatoes.
tomatoes.
I don't know what the significance of that is. Shame, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, he stood up and farted in the court. I don't think shame is a thing. Vite has never struck me as someone who feels a lot of shame.
Yeah.
So
And he felt more like the written character in this episode.
yeah, he was less goofy and over the top. It was much more like
Less of a dotard, yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I feel like this episode wasn't quite as strong as the last two. The last one, those two episodes where we had all the flashbacks and we learned out Hooded Justice and all that stuff was great. And then the episode before that about Looking Glass, I thought was great.
That was great.
One thing I'm disappointed by is we haven't seen Looking Glass in like 2 episodes now.
I think he's gonna Aria us at the end.
No.
Not only is he gonna Aria us, I bet that he ends up behind that ion cannon after the bad guy becomes Dr. Manhattan. After the Senator becomes Dr. Manhattan, they're gonna ion cannon him. It's going to be Looking Glass who does it. And then they're going to put him in a little egg.
Tachyon cannon.
And
is
then,
that what you're talking about?
Yes. Okay. And then Angela is going to eat the egg.
Oh, and she's going to become another Dr. Manhattan?
She's going to be Lady Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah. I don't think Doctor has a gender.
They call themselves Lady Doctors now.
Do they? I don't think that's a thing that's happening. I'll bring that up with my doctor next time. Be like, do you prefer to be called Lady Doctor? This is a thing I'm hearing on the streets.
Yeah. No. But she, I do. I think that's where we're headed. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, they're very much hinting.
Now, are there going to be? Is this just like a one-time thing, or is there going to be more seasons?
My understanding is just this one.
Because it says season finale, it doesn't say series finale. I noticed.
Yes, I know. I don't know. That's the thing. Lindelof said that he was planning it to just be one season. He didn't want to do a whole big thing, but it's been successful. So you know how that goes when money gets involved, right? So, which
is true. It does make it feel more arty whenever you think it's just like a miniseries. So maybe that got everybody pulled in, and now he's willing to do more. Maybe it was always this way.
Hey, look, we have Stress Free K in the chat.
Oh, hey, Stress Free K.
It's been a long time. He asks, how does Watchmen rank with the other shows you review, like Big Little Lies and Discovery? Big Little Lies season 1 was great. Big Little Lies season 2 was fine. Discovery season 2 was pretty good up to the end, and I really hated the finale.
I know. Oh.
I think this one's better than both of those.
Oh yeah. So I'm a big comic book nerd, so this is right up my alley. I'm into it.
It's almost the opposite of Discovery, which is Discovery season 2. I was really into it at first, and then it let me down at the end. This is the opposite. I wasn't into Watchmen in the beginning, but then I really got into it. This episode, like I said, was a little bit, but I feel like it is for a reason. It's leading up to what's happening.
Paul wants more racism violence. He wants more racists to get hurt. That's what he wants.
I feel like it's going to happen next time. I'm going to get that catharsis. We're going to get the Cyclops. And
okay, I have a question for you. I have a question for you about Dr. Manhattan, about evil Dr. Manhattan. When they make him a red Dr. Manhattan because he's evil.
Oh, like a Star Wars thing?
How are you going to feel about it?
Well, red's my favorite color, so...
Do you want a red evil Dr. Manhattan, or do you just want him to be blue?
I just want him to be blue.
You just want him to be blue?
Because I assume it's related to the accident that happened to him.
It does seem to be.
So, but then again, you can choose what you look like, apparently.
I bet they make him red.
Ugh.
I bet they make him red.
Ugh. Gross. I hate this demonization of the color red. It's a brilliant color. You're all wrong for associating it with evil. So... who do I blame for
George
this?
Lucas?
George Lucas, but I mean, no. I mean, that's been a Christian thing, right? Satan has always been depicted
French
as red.
and the English, maybe? American Revolution.
Fair. So, anyway, I don't know. So, what are your predictions for next episode? What do you think is going to happen? Because it's a finale.
I described it to you.
Oh, yeah, that she's going to turn into.
How about you?
But is that it? I mean, what do you... I guess you did explain out. Yeah, you think the guy's going to change into a Dr. Manhattan? They're going to kill him, and she's going to get his powers.
Looking Glass is going to pull the trigger.
Nah, that sounds good to me.
You know what we still don't know? We still haven't confirmed who that guy who was real skinny fella who slid through the grate.
Man, totally forgot about him.
The storm drain. Yeah, I wonder who that. I still think it's Petey.
Oh.
I hope Petey becomes Dr. Manhattan.
Oof. I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Petey in a while. Didn't see Lori this whole episode.
Yeah.
This feels I guess looking back on it, this feels a little oddly paced.
Yeah.
The way we're just a lot of characters just keep falling out.
Lori wasn't in there to make the plot hinder the plot with contrived I don't know what to call it, obstructionism.
Obstruction.
It just obstructs the plot.
Yeah.
It's fine though. Great. Oh, and I guess I really thought we'd get to see Night Owl at some point, but we haven't yet. He's not in the cast either.
Yeah, I don't
guess
know
that
if
doesn't
he's
mean
gonna
all
be in
that.
there.
I don't know if that means all that much. They could just surprise cast us at the end. I think they're allowed.
Maybe he's just not going to be in there. Not important. Not important to the story.
Mm.
So, well, anyway, I like your theory. I'm going to go with that. That sounds good. So, I don't know. Any other thoughts?
Nah, I'm all right.
Overall, really like the episode?
Loving it.
You love?
I'm excited to see it.
This one's a little bit of a downer compared to others, but overall it's fine. So, all right. Well, I think that covers it for this review. This of Watchmen season 1, episode 8. A God walks into a bar. So yeah, go ahead and check out some of our other videos and our last review. I think that was probably the last thing we posted. Go ahead and follow us on social media: twitter.com/casualnotion, instagram.com/casualnotion, twitch.tv/casualnotion, even though we haven't streamed for a while, but maybe we will soon. I think Jeremy maybe is going to be available again soon.
Oh, yeah.
So we might do it. So until next time, keep it casual, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.